support material type of print, just to prove that to you, JMC Ballon, is that this little hot guy right here is green on one side and black on the other. And no, we did not color this. This is actually two different types of materials. So you've got the green, which has been the green that we've been using here, and you got the black part, which this particular part was the very first time printing with the actual black ABS type material. There you go. So you can tell that it was actually fully printed. So doing support material is not going to be that much of a problem. We know that we can do that. So there's your answer. And when we do finally print with support material, we will show off to everyone, including and letting everybody know on the Kickstarter update that we've done that, along with a video showing how to do that, not only with ABS and ABS, or ABS and PLA, or ABS with PVA, or ABS with any other type of material, whether it be the clay, plasticine, Play-Doh, or anything like that. We'll show you guys that you can do it, and how you can do it, and how to set it up and how to run it. So, great question. So, but we wanted to make sure the thing worked perfectly with one head first before going on to the next. But yes, guys, when it comes to shipping, we want to have those training sessions with you.
I think 9 people have qualified so far. 8 or 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9 of you wonderful Kickstarters and other backers have qualified with us so far, and have worked with us enough that we're gonna be shipping you guys your printers. We want to make sure, like here again, we want to make sure you guys are going to be successful and happy with your 3D printer. So, and in order to set up a schedule, in order to set up an actual call with us to do this, we can only do so many during the day. But we're going to need for you to reach out to us via email. And there's the email, HYREL3D@gmail.com, and send me an email. We are pretty much booked since there's a possibility of me going to the show, or us going to the show this coming October 29th, 30th, and 31st. We're pretty much booked all the way through. I know I've got a call on Friday, I got a call on Saturday. We're pretty much booked till no. Carl can do one on Wednesday of this week. Thursday is full, and Friday is TBD right now. So for Carl. So and Junlee says we should get a HYREL 3D operator's certificate after the training.
That's right. Get a merit badge.
We can definitely do that. So, James C. Ballon asked a very good question. What has been your longest print? In other words, how long has the print time been after you corrected the software bug issue? That's a good question.
I think I hit 4 hours on one of my parts.
Was it 4 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. In certain cases, it's been as much as it's been as little with this particular bug. It's been as little as 100 lines worth of G code, which is about 30 seconds into a build where it bugs on us, to as you said, 4 hours.
But I ran test suites at 15 hours.
Oh, that's true. You did.
So I just wasn't printing, but I was like printing. I just didn't have the filament in the machine.
Yeah. So
watch your head on that.
But it was a non-obvious bug, a non-obvious bug that we had to solve because it wasn't consistent. It wasn't failing on that particular time. And I even started tracking the movements as to when it was failing, and then adding those together, trying to see if there was a pattern that was there. It was completely random. No patterns at all. So yeah.
I also put the fan on here to keep the incoming material cool.
Okay.
I believe this was kinked up.
Yeah.
But we'll know shortly.
Okay.
That's the reason why I put it on the bottom, to get that angle set up that way.
Okay.
I'm sure there will be many material sensor modifications that people will come up with.
Yes.
We'll put the step file out there for people if they want to play with it.
Okay. And then so there you go, JMC Ballon. For Powers USA, he says not all backers watch these streams, and that's absolutely correct, which is the reason why I pushed that out there via the Kickstarter update. And I'll be putting that out there also for everyone. I'll be emailing out everyone individually. I already have everything set up in the database that when it comes time that we're ready and we're done assembling their machine, that they can give us, that we can set up the actual Skype call and then go forward there that way. So, yeah. That took me a little while. Okay. You have any questions or anything you like to say, Carl?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
Okay.
So Greg, if you're on there, you're going to like this. The STM32 is a microprocessor, and every microprocessor needs a clock. So it used to be in the old days, we'd get a crystal and make an oscillator. I used to use a 74HC04 and actually take the input-output with a 100k ohm resistor and get a great 4 megahertz clock for my Z80s. And that was back when dinosaurs used to help me hold my soldering light. Nowadays, they've gone and put RC circuits inside of the chips, as well as a phase lock loop. So the RC circuit runs at 8 megahertz plus or minus 1%. It's laser trimmed at the factory, and it's pretty good. But the 1% isn't good enough for the CAN bus or USB protocols in a robust fashion. It would work, but not to its solidest form. So we always add a crystal to it, and then the crystal is either 8, 12, or 25 megahertz is the common value that they use with the STM line. And this is true of almost everybody's microprocessor out there that's running above the 10 or 8 or 12 megahertz as their fundamental frequency. And since the hothead runs at 72 megahertz, it takes an 8 megahertz crystal in our case and multiplies it up with a phase lock loop to make it 72 megahertz. Well, as part of the initialization of the chip, you go out and you enable the phase lock loop. But there's a little hardware bit that sits out there, and the STM library checks it 500 times to see if the phase lock loop is stable and locked in. If it's not, it returns without setting anything else back up and doesn't tell you. So I was putting some finishing touches on this unprime, and grabbed a hothead and stuck it in a circuit board, and it wouldn't register. And I thought, oh crap, I broke something again. So I didn't know that the crystal on the board was like a problem. We have 300 of these. First one we've had a problem with one. And so for the last 24 hours, I have been ready to jump off the highest building I can find. But I finally figured it out. So what it was doing was returning back without updating the clock. The phase lock loop wasn't turned on. It was at 8 megahertz instead of 72 megahertz. And hence the CAN bus wouldn't communicate because the baud rate was 1/9 of what it should be. And I was sure something had got screwed up because we tried using a new version of Kucox. And I thought, oh no, it lost one of the pointers or something like that.
Yeah.
Needless to say, that guy Murphy, right hook in the chopper-rooney. So it was fun. So Greg, I'm sure after all you've been through, you can identify with how that little glitch. Anyway, I took it so that if it doesn't lock, we stop, because there's no point in trying to run code if it's not going to talk over the CAN bus. We have nothing else going on with this. So we have the little lights. If the lights don't come on, you know that the CAN bus, the oscillator is the problem. And I just put it that way. So anyway, been a lot of fun. It's also been a lot of tears. And that's part of any coding project, though, especially when you have multiple programmers. It's with different styles. It's always interesting. And the biggest bugaboo is that STM's library is the one we're using, and I'm sure they use some graduate students to write some of their code. So that means that they have a little bit to learn and a little bit of inconsistency between styles between the libraries. And there have been a few documented bugs as well. But that's code. Everybody's got documented bugs. So
there's wind energy on an airplane.
Totally wind energy on an airplane. Usually 4 sets, but in some cases only 2. 3 if I'm on the plane. Okay, so we don't know what's going on. Is it printing?
Yeah, it's printing.
Really?
Yeah. It most certainly is.
Great. Let's cut the broadcast off. You guys can just imagine what it comes out as, but what you got up there.
Let's see. Their rock says, call me I'm printer deficient. Okay.
You are totally.
Absolutely.
Where is Nerd Rocks at?
New Jersey. Josh.
Oh, yes, Joshua.
Eagle and J says it looks like on mine is missing the panels for now. That is correct. That's for.
That's been one of my biggest thorns the last 2 weeks. Is my polycarbonate supplier keeps saying tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. He's looking at the George Washington Bridge.
Yeah. Eagle
Yes.
and J, to answer your question, yeah.
Yeah, the panels. Have no fear. I actually got in a shipment of the polycarbonate. I have enough for several printers, and I've got more coming from Texas. For some reason, somebody in Atlanta bought everybody's 1/8" polycarbonate. I could put acrylic on, but if you get your temperature up, it's going to warp, and that's the reason why I've been trying to get the polycarbonate in. And it's a normal stock part. This is like not having regular gasoline over at the gas station. And after many assurances, I just said that's it. So we get all of our exotic plastics from Bodecker out of Texas, and they always treat us fair, I guess is the word I would look. I shouldn't use the word always. Once we beg with them, they treat us fair, and that's where we've got a bunch of it pre-cut coming. The problem is when you ship it, you can't ship 4 foot by 8 foot sheets in UPS, so we have to get them to pre-cut it to some of the sizes we've got. Then we can get it to us. And the local supplier, I just pick up the 4 by 8 sheets, and then we can cut them more efficiently. So it was just the reason why we were trying to get it locally here. But apparently they're not interested in doing a branch transfer. So there you go. Everything else looks good. I think you can see we got painted parts on the printer.
Yep.
I just printed a beautiful yellow racing stripe. By the way, I am certain that you guys are going to have a better rounded corner design type thing for this edge here. We figure it's one of the things you can use to play with. It just pushes on. It's not a rocket science. It is actually locked together by the plastic that goes in the back. And we have smoked plastic that we like, that we think we're going to put on the rest of them. Greg gets the white one because he's the guy with the white hat. Yeah, that's because I have it already cut, Greg, and I'm not going to cut anything else for yours.
Well, this one fits. I mean, it fits beautifully, though.
It fits. It might even fit other printers too.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Since we set them all up in a fixture and made them all at the same time. You know, Pro E guy was very kind yesterday. He Skyped in with me because I was supposed to be spending the night at his place last night. And thank you for that hospitality.
Yeah.
Virtual hospitality because of me, but hospitality. I will see you next weekend. And I'll see you too, Joshua, for sure. I just couldn't afford to make 2 trips, and I didn't have enough printers ready to go, so that's the way it was. And this bug was killing me. Lost my train of thought.
You were talking about the bug. You were talking about the trips that you have. Pro E guy.
Oh, Pro E guy. Yeah. Sorry. Wow. It's just sleep deprivation. Don't worry about it. It will get better. He mentioned something because when he was here, he noticed that we had a handle that didn't fit, and I went out, set up the mill, and dropped a couple more holes in. And it's great to have that ability, but on the flip side of the coin, that's not a production concept, because in production, you know, if you're not following drawings, then the next time we get machine material made, it'll either not have the holes or they'll be in the wrong place. And you should know that we try to get a drawing out there every time we're working, and that we are actively going to get the whole drawing set proofed and manufactured, and that's what our guys, one of our manufacturing partners overseas, is looking to do. We're actually sending the drawings, they're modeling it, reverse modeling it, because we're already modeled on a Libre. They're going to remodel it in SolidWorks. They're going to build all the parts, and then I'm going to show up there right after Thanksgiving and throw together a printer. Oh, and if anyone is from, is Duckastad on there?
Let me see.
I don't think he is.
Well, you can. He always watches the broadcast.
Well,
afterwards,
if anyone in Los Angeles cares, I have got 9 days planned there from the day after Thanksgiving until December 9 or 10, something like that. And so I will be visiting all of our Southern California customers during that time. And we're going to ship a lot of it in advance. And those that aren't shipped, who knows, there might be a little luggage action on my part. So I also have a friend who's willing to drive my van out to California fully loaded. Billy said he would like to do that.
Nice.
So we'll figure it out, but one way or the other, we're going to get the systems and the engines for the whole lot of you guys out there taken care of.
Looks like we have a couple more guys that just joined us. Dow 888, EC Distro, Yak and Kehoe. Thank you very much for coming by the show earlier today. That's me earlier yesterday. Tells you where my head is. John Hubbard, Less Music, and let's see. I think Near Roxy joined us a little bit later as well. So, but thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Eagle and Jay has a little link for us. Plastic Supply nearby. Let's see. Let's take a look at this place.
Acme Plastics. Who would think? I think this is where the Roadrunner buys all of his plastic.
No, it would be Wile E. Coyote.
Oh.
Because the Roadrunner, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See if I can keep from bumping into this switch over. Oops, there goes the EMO. You know what? That's perfect. If you see the print starting to dive, I'll fake like I bumped into it.
Oh no, that's beautiful.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What you guys want to know is I bumped the flow up by 10%, I undid the knot, and we turned on the fan. So it's three things. Mm-hmm. Remember, we haven't done any T-glaze like this before, so we're learning about it. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching the feed over here.
Yep.
I actually want to open the door for a second. I want to make sure this is spinning free.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, just checking it. I don't like the T-glaze on the little reel. I got to tell you guys, I prefer stuff on a bigger reel. You get to that small arc and it's such a small circle, it tends to pull the material up between the other stuff. Because this isn't reeled like, you know, the old telephone cable where it would be reeled on a tight reel left and right and just line them up really, really nice like hot dogs on a grill.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting hungry, but that sounds good.
That does sound good.
Well, one of us is going to run out and get some Thai food here pretty quick. But so I think I like it on the bigger reels. It looks like the outtake vector is more aligned, and it just seems better. We're going to run a few experiments with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
only thing I was going to say is the Eagle and Jay is we'll check out Acme Plastics. Thank you for sending that link. And Les Music, it says I got to go shortly. So how's it looking for shipping?
Good question, Les. Well, your unit's ready.
Yeah.
Your unit's ready.
We just got to box it up.
We got the boxes, we got the feet, we got all that worked out. So we got the engines nailed. The engines are absolute testicle mortise for the shipping. I showed that to, was it Jim Powers?
Yeah.
Friday night?
Yeah.
So, by the way, had a fun build for us to do. Did you give that away?
Which build?
The little bicycle gooseneck clip
No, I actually have that. That was one that was one that I said you cannot, because I gave him away a lot of free samples. That was one that I said no.
That's okay. He downloaded it. You know what we'll do? Maybe on the next broadcast we'll print it. We'll print it with this stuff.
All right. Well, it's just in the other room. But
it had some nice large arcs that you had to jump over, and it did them admirably. I thought I was pleased for first try at printing that part.
And the straightness of it. That I mean, come on. That's one thing that they would want to see.
The term you're looking for is rectilinearity.
Sorry. Yes, rectilinearity. So.
The straightness.
Yeah. But Les will get in touch with you, and we'll let you know when it's coming to you. Same thing with Greg. Same thing with Ken. Well, actually, same thing with everyone. So, yeah. Powers USA says, in the past, you printed with Talman 618 as well, correct? Yes, we did. We actually printed what you're seeing right here in Talman 618, and it worked. So, although the 618 nylon was a little bit more, it wasn't as stiff as this type of material. It was a lot more flexible. So, if that makes any sense. Les Music says, sounds good. See you later. All right, thank you, Les.
Thanks, Les.
Yeah, have a good one. And yes, the 645. Did we print? I know we've got 645 in the other room.
We printed with 618, I thought, and T-glaze.
Yeah, it was 618.
618. Yeah, we haven't tried the 645 yet.
No, but we do have it, and it is in the other room. So we'll give that a shot.
Yeah, I mean each of these has their own.
That stuff is just stiff and
yeah,
strong.
I got to tell you this. This is
Oh,
strong
really?
stuff. I mean, you really have to put a pressure point in it to pull it apart.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it will crack though. See, I'm cracking it now, but the bottom that we did, I'm thinking you could actually create like a living hinge or something out of this. Not 180 degrees, but if you wanted a little flapper surface or something,
Yeah.
I think you could do something that would last quote through hundreds, I don't know, thousands of cycles, but quite a few. If they weren't too much flexation, maybe hundreds of thousands of cycles. This, of course, is where, you know, it meets the highest structural point. This is that thing I was talking about where I was saying...
that was just a single wall, though.
Yeah,
So.
well, that's what I'm talking about when I was saying we need to have a piece of package, a CAD package that takes it from the design through the G code and lets you do like an FEA. So you can sit there and go, okay, let's throw a little buffet action there. Let's double up the walls. Let's change the fill rate from 50 to 30 to 25%. I mean, this is a great, great project. And I got to tell you, that is... Oh, I was able to snap it. If you don't do it in shear mode, this stuff is awesome. And the reason why it's not so strong in shear mode is because it was printed as a mesh. So obviously you can get all the stress you want on a single strand. But if you're pulling this thing straight through this center or you're wiggling it, it's very strong, very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
And is that lucky or what?
Well, they're able to see. I was starting to see a little bit from on the stream too.
I don't know. I feel like it's underflowing, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it does look like it's underflowing a little bit. That or else the temperature is too high. So you have it at 230, and that's, I mean, that's, you know, if I'm not mistaken, I think T-glaze needs to be a little bit lower. So let me go ahead and check on that.
No, if you want it to stick, I can take it down.
Let me see what the temperature for T-glaze is. Optimum temperature is between 212 and 224 C. It'll print down to 207 and up to about 235. So we're almost at the
Upper limit. Well, I just pulled it up. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Good. And it has stopped again.
Did it stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got high about the same place. I don't think that's it. I think there's something else going on. It might be the temperature.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I just messed with the temperature and look what happens.
Well, I'm going to kill the job.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's
anyway, Powers USA says I'm putting my in my Talman order this weekend. I was just checking on what we have tried. So.
Well, the last time we printed T-glaze doesn't seem to stack real high, real well.
No.
The other thing is this is on a hotbed. I don't know if we really want to have a hotbed. That's something else we don't know much about. Well, that's the other thing is we were printing it with the door closed before, open,
Yeah.
and then I closed it. It could very well be ambient temperature. You can feel the temperature here is quite a bit warmer. So that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see. Toladib says I had really good results at 228 with current RTD tables using a T-glaze. Okay. There we go.
Amazing. Yeah, I guess they can see the outside of it. It's
There it goes. Right in the center. There you go. Oh yeah.
It's a fun one to print with because it's so shiny, and you can see on the inside. There we go. Anyway,
Nice.
I don't know that we're going to run that long tonight. I'm about ready to die.
Okay.
But
I wouldn't say die. I would say Fall asleep.
Well, sleep will be my friend shortly.
Yes. John Hubbard asks, is my printer in production to the point it would not be possible to upgrade to a 30-inch system? No, if you wanted to upgrade to the 30-inch system, just let me know.
Where's John?
He's in Maryland.
We just printed together.
No, John Hubbard.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
not John
okay.
Richardson's in Virginia.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of. I got you guys kind of confused. Powers USA is up the one I did the other day.
Yeah, Jim. He's up in Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah.
And his is sitting right there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to forgive me, guys. I'm talking to a lot of people right now. So I remember you when I see you, if it helps any. But
I'm about 20 years younger than Carl, so my mind can.
I'm letting you know.
Can keep track of some of this stuff.
Is
I'm
that
sorry.
from a 23 to a 30?
Yeah,
One more 23 bites the dust.
that's right. We're almost, that's fine.
Yeah, it's no problem. Now is a better time than later, but
It's just that whoever got the other 23 will be getting it faster than, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because we made 45 or 46 of the 23s.
Yeah.
The good thing is some of the parts, all the base and the front and the top bar are the same between them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the uprights and the plexiglass and the material holder
From the
and
top to the side.
the filter and yeah, and the material. I mean the bar back here, which is for the material holder support bar. I mean material holder cover support bar.
Yep.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh yeah.
So
So we can, we can still use the same material.
And we've got the rails, so that's great. All the wide rails are here, so no problemo.
Bro Guy says, I gotta go, guys. I'll see
right.
you, Carl, on Saturday.
bet.
I hope. Just keep in touch if things change.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Bro Guy.
Yeah.
John Hubbard says, I already purchased the filter, so I need the stuff to support it.
It'll fit
Yeah.
some way.
23?
You know what, John? I don't think we've Skyped in, because if we did, I would remember it. Can we Skype in possibly this week? If we can.
For the training session.
For a training session.
We Skyped
yeah.
with him.
I'd like to have one.
Times.
Since I'm going to see you in person, I can make that the second one, but I'd love to have you walk through. 45 minutes is all we need.
Yep.
I'm open. I thought it was Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday you said was open right now. And then, but I know for me, I'm pretty much booked all the way through Saturday of this week. So, yeah.
It has to be Wednesday.
It has to be Wednesday, John, if you are available.
Or Friday if you want.
Wednesday
to,
or
but
Friday.
I'm gonna see him on the weekend.
Yeah, this is Wednesday. Yes, night classes would be great. We have night classes from 7 to 10 p.m. So anytime during the day, it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Oh, Wednesday during the day.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he says Friday is much better for him though.
Let's do it Friday during the day.
Friday
that's my
during the
quiet
day?
day. That's easy.
Okay, so Friday during the day, John, would be best for us too. And then Powers USA says, yes, have TeamViewer installed and create an account. Yes.
That's right.
So it's not just, and thank you Powers USA for pushing that out there. It's not just Skype, which is free. They also have a free version of TeamViewer, which will allow you guys to control your printer here while on the call. So from your location. That's the reason why I asked for the dual screen support, or having two computers, as Powers USA did this past go around, where he was able to do it off of his. He was actually able to Skype in with his, I think, Nexus 7, if I'm not mistaken, and on his computer he was able to control everything. So
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
it was actually quite a good call.
yeah.
So great. Then we're gonna. It's only been an hour, but you know what? We're gonna let everybody go, and just tell you guys thank you so much.
Yes.
And don't think that we're not getting progress. It's looking awesome. As you can see, we kind of printed. This had nothing to do with the printer issue. It had to do with us not knowing what we're doing with this material. So we'll figure out what's the better parameters and what the ambient temperature needs to be. On the next broadcast, we'll make that vase out of tea glaze. And in the meantime, blessings on all you guys, and thank you all for being a part of this. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys and talking to you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent.
Right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Have a good night.